Beverly's side, but I'm going to apologize in advance. Everything that takes place here tonight. You know not what you do, Beverly.
First of all, can I say, I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Oh, please don't. Let's just start the show and you can be honest later.
I love all people. In the 1960s, the Jews and the blacks right next to each other. And they fought for the rights of everyone. Martin Luther King.
Okay.
Martin King. I did not see Selma, but I thought it was one.
Fairness, you did buy tickets?
I did buy tickets.
You bought tickets to support the film. She just want to sit through.
I didn't want to.
I have a sneaking suspicion a lot of other people didn't want to sit through it either. Look, it's like Showa. It's 20 hours you got to sit through. In any event, we are so excited to be here. It's 113 degrees. It's went from 0 to 100.
We had 130 inches of snow.
Spring has sprung. The vernally
Spring.
That's
That's
how you know.
You can tell it's spring because the Arabs are all killing each other. I'm the president. Bye-bye. Nice to see you. Why can't they all be like Dubai?
Duty-free paradises.
You can't even believe
There
this
should be a better plural for paradise than paradises.
Yeah, Paradisos.
Yeah.
Paradisos.
Paradisium.
Paradiso.
Yeah.
Paradiso. Italian film.
Wonderful. Cinema Paradiso. Made me love foreign films.
You have to love. You
True
have to
story.
love. You have to go
Il
see
Postino, not as much.
independent film. You know, they're wonderful films. So don't just go see whatever exploding movie. You know, look it up.
In any event, for those of you who do not know,
You don't know who
you were
are.
dragged here,
A
whatever it
gay
is.
friend or whatever.
I am Ronna Glickman.
I am Beverly Ginsburg.
And this is my very good friend who's staying a little close to me.
I love spring. It feels you get very everything lights up inside you. You know what I mean? You want to, you can't. Sensual. Absolutely.
Say it all in one word.
50 Shades of Grey. Did you see that movie? Oh my God. It was hot.
Wearing a t-shirt.
Did any black people see that movie? I don't think anybody did. Nobody, not a single black person. I'm doing a survey. I'm going to ask everybody. I'm right.
I don't think you noticed what this woman's shirt says. It's made just for you. Just says, find what feels good. That's all it says.
Put it on you.
Put it wherever.
Absolutely.
In any event, we are the best-selling co-authors of a book.
We wrote a book for, now you can get it on an e-reader.
You'll do a little better next time. A guide to marriage. And remarriage for Jewish singles. It says Jewish in the name. Guess what? It's for everyone.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, it absolutely does not matter.
Are you Swiss? You? They're Americano? Are you deaf? Okay. Good for you. Everyone has
Well, if you have to choose, I would choose to be hearing. If you're choosing. You said good for you. Over Swiss, let's not go there. Over anything to do with the Alps right now. Excuse me. Look, it was awful. It's very depressing. It's terrible.
Cadbury's mini heads are out.
I found it very surprising out of a German. They usually have more self-control. In any event, no, you notice he didn't cause a commotion. But, what on earth? Can I ask you, does the top have a double layer or not? That one does. They haven't changed the formula. And that's not a king size, it's a...
Regular.
How many calories for the whole thing? Just curious.
Never satisfied.
Are you gonna turn into Betty White after this? In any event, the book is for everyone. Black, white, gay, straight, whatever it is.
Wherever you are, wherever you fall,
Yeah.
wherever you land,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Middle
Everyone
gay,
tries
whatever it
everything.
is.
Everyone tries
These
everything.
transgender.
Oh my
They're
God.
doing good.
Are they doing well right now?
They're the only group that's really excited. It's a funny thing this year. Oil prices went down, the transgenders went up. Everything else went to hell in a
You can't
handbasket.
even I mean, can you imagine right now, you are contemplating your penis or vagina and where it is in the mix and whether or not it's a little bit of both. Everyone's interested.
I actually honestly don't think anyone is interested, but I think everyone is afraid to say they're not interested. I mean, is it interesting? Is it?
But they can
Is
vote.
this something interesting?
They can do all kinds of things. They don't have to have separate bathrooms anymore. They can do
The transgenders, I wish they did have a separate bathroom.
Ron, that's so racist.
As an option.
They
As an
wouldn't- Why would
option.
you say that?
Because I'll tell you, you want to know honestly? You want to know honestly? I'll tell you.
You're so nervous someone's gonna stick their fake penis in you. Fake vagina.
You want to know 100% the truth, I'll tell you.
Tell me.
I am a woman that will never, ever, as long as I live, use the men's bathroom, ever.
That's ridiculous.
Because men
That's so ridiculous.
are very cavalier when it comes to what they're doing in the
That's
bathroom.
an insult to all of you. I apologize.
And I will never use a men's room, I will always wait for the ladies' room.
Absolutely not.
When there's a little confusion about who's going where, something gets in the, I would say there's probably a 20% chance someone's urinating on a floor who otherwise wouldn't have been. You can't expel all of your masculine habits just because you've decided to wear dresses all the time. And therefore, I would like a third bathroom.
Just because you can get AIDS from a toilet seat doesn't mean you do whatever it is that you do without touching the same things that you don't touch with your regular bath. You hover and you spray. And you can do that in any hole in the ground. When you gotta go, you gotta go! You gotta go! What's that commercial?
I don't think the answer is fine. Unless you just heard it on the screen. In any event, we're thrilled to be here. We're thrilled to enjoy the weather, get a little tan,
So warm.
and then we'll be going to go back to Boston because it's Pesach next week.
Hey, that's Passover.
Don't be afraid to test. It's still okay to be Jewish.
Where are you from? Mexico. I have a question. Can I ask you a question? Wait, what is your nationality?
I'm a mix of black and Mexican and white.
Okay, let's talk about the Mexican part. Do they care about the Middle East at all? No, because they don't. Is it ever at your Mexican fiesta dinner that ever talk about, oh, what's going on with Israel and Palestine? Does a Mexican person give a shit? I wish I was Mexican for that reason, because I
have
have
their
so
own
much
struggle.
agita. They're so peaceful, Mexicans. I love your people.
I would not.
They're family people. So their children with them, learning trades.
Is there a culture that identifies not as a family-oriented culture?
Absolutely.
Other than the Chinese, where you're only allowed to have one. That's government imposed. It's government imposed.
But even if it weren't, I'm not convinced they would wish for it in other ways.
Moving on. In any event, it's Passover this week.
Passover.
Beverly and I alternate each year.
Say
And
it.
this year we're doing it at my place.
I
Of
thought
course.
about it.
Wonderful.
A mitzvah to do the Seder with the way you're doing it, and I had a special request.
You
I
did.
said we open our doors to Elijah, who's the Jewish ghost. And we inviting those who cannot have a meal, or not real homeless people, but like if it's say,
Yeah, I think the Hebrew translates with nowhere to go, not to homeless people. Wandering Jew, the wandering Jew.
Jew.
But this is true. This is part of the Passover sort of myth and holiday.
Hashem.
Is if someone doesn't have somewhere to go,
They don't.
you have to give them
You
a
have to
place
give
at
them a
your
place
table.
at your table. You understand? You have a
Now-
big table.
You will not be shocked to hear that is not my favorite statue.
The more the merrier. The more the
And
merrier.
the reason might be because
7 dwarfs.
once
Not
once
five.
burnt,
Not
twice
5.
shot.
Not 5 dwarfs. How many dwarfs did she have? 7. Open your doors.
Once burnt, twice. It was their house that she was in, for the record. She was in their car.
So 8 total. 8 total. And then Amber, she brought all the pictures.
You always need a bird to do the sash on your dress. The mice, yeah. Cinderella.
Yeah.
In any event, people may recall, people that know a little bit about us may recall that I got burnt pretty bad a few years ago when Beverly insisted that Judy Perlow come to
Had
Passover.
nowhere to go. Judy Perlow had nowhere to go.
There's a reason that Judy Perlow had and the reason is that Judy Perlow, and I'm not even going to call her a hoarder because she's a pack rat. You can call it a mental illness, you call it, I don't care what you call it, don't call it allowed into my place. And Beverly guilted, idiosyncratic. Beverly guilted me into having Judy Perlow. And what was the first thing Judy Perlow, everyone knows I have a no shoes policy in Beverly, unless I'm having a very fancy party, in which case I would never take a heel from a woman. Judy Perlow. There's an Asian aesthetic. There is an Asian aesthetic when it comes to entertaining a bad place. Judy Perlow matched right in with her rollaway suitcase full of newspaper clippings. Which I think we all means that we know the silverfish aren't found. More importantly, she had, because I don't want to shock anyone, no one ever thinks about this, they're pulling the suitcase through the airport, through the this, through the that. Guess what? Your wheels are filthy. No one ever cleans the wheels on this suit. No one says, oh, I was just in a puddle and now I'm in a hotel room. Absolutely not. They should give you a wipe like at the grocery store. A grease slick across my champagne cup. I had just gotten a Benny Rain from Morocco, which I went strictly there just to get it. It's cheaper to go and get it yourself. I had a runner in the front hall and I had another one in my office.
You know.
In any event,
Yeah.
let's just say Judy was not invited to stay as long as the soup course. I pushed her right out of the house.
Irregardless.
Here we are 5 years later, and Beverly has appealed
Judy
to my
has had a very
sympathetic side.
difficult 3 years. Her daughter Stephanie is now a registered sex offender. She is not a child molester or a pedophile.
She is a child.
No, she's not, Ronna. The boy was
Depending on the
she
state.
was substitute teaching. The boy was 15 and a half. And you show me a 15 and a half-year-old boy that doesn't want to screw his teacher, and I'll show you a sex offender. The charges were dropped because of the plea, and now she's got a big scarlet sex offender on her face, and she can't go anywhere. So she's coming because Judy has nowhere to
So
go.
she's coming to my place too?
Of course she is, Ron. She can't be alone.
So I'm taking
Passover is
a
about
criminal
forgiveness.
and a mental patient.
It's about forgiveness. When
Why don't we go to
Moses
McLean's?
let them out of the Red Sea, out of the Red Sea, like in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor.
Different story.
And he
That was
opened
the
it up,
sheets,
and then you
sheets of corn.
and you
Beverly.
fasted for a day. You understand? So, for those reasons and so many more, we forgive on this holiday and ask 4 questions of why. Why?
I will say this.
Why?
And I will say this, you've got your facts a little jumbled, but your heart was in the right place.
Thank you, Ronna. I feel
And
very...
Beverly has been, I will say, in fairness, you have to give credit where credit is due.
Give credit where
She's been on
credit is due.
absolute mitzvah patrol
Yes, I
this week.
have. Oh, have I ever.
And the other thing she did was really, really benefited all of humanity, I would say, or at least in the proximity of a
Yes.
certain person.
Yeah.
Beverly is at the heart of a very hot story right now. Beverly, have people been watching the drinks? That's it? That's it? Everyone that's been watching the drinks?
Robert Durst Read a paper. As it turns out, I was watching on HBO the documentary series The Jinx. You have what? Yeah. And
These people are caught up, Beverly. They wouldn't be sitting here if they weren't caught up.
Anyway, I was watching, and I said a little piece, like a memory chip, fell right out of my computer and lodged in my mouth. I said, I know that guy. And I went right to my cedar closet, which is in the basement, which for you who live in California, you don't have cedar closets.
They should have cedar closets, and they do have cedar closets.
No,
they have mods in it. Summer mods, Beverly. Doesn't matter.
They don't have
cedar closet.
You don't need a goddamn sweater in 90-degree weather. I went downstairs and I got a box, and sure enough, did I find something that had been sent to me, B-E-V-E. From a certain Mr. Robert Durst, circa 1991.
But you knew him by a different name, is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why it didn't click for you immediately.
Yeah.
What did you used to call him?
Gary.
We was more exotic.
You want to hear what happened? I was on a flight to Naples.
Florida.
Where else?
Fair enough.
And I happened to be sitting next to a very diminutive little man with like a dark eye that filled up the whole white.
Sitting next to a juvenile great white shark.
I said, hello, we're going to be sitting next to each other for 3 hours. He said, my name's Gary. I said, my name's Gwen. It was back before Google. You could sit down and become anyone. Air travel used to be so classy. You could sit down and you could tell people anything. He said, I'm a, whatever he said.
I'm a labor attorney.
And I said, I'm a neurosurgeon. He said, my 4 sons.
The
all
only
born-
2 people that would believe the other one are people that could never be them. Because if you were one, you'd smell a fish.
What are you talking about? I said,
It would stink.
God, the air. Put it back on the air. I said, I have 4 grown sons born 6 months apart.
Deep into the mini
He
bottles
said,
where you would
what a coincidence, so do I. So we made, whatever we told each other, but I never forgot that face. And I did tell him one truth, which at the time I was into something that your generation doesn't know about called est. Have you ever heard of est? Now it's called Scientology. Years ago it was est. It was like it was you know, like a free your mind and let your mind have sex wherever it wants, and then your body.
Don't they
does
still
what your
have
body
that
wants.
place in Big Sur?
What?
Is that S?
No, that's excellent. Please. So I was always very clear with my mind, and then
It's all
ultimately.
Jim Jones to me.
Please. So it was about self-confidence.
You
It was
would've
about
drank the
believing in
Kool-Aid.
yourself.
I would have been fine. I would never have a glass.
That I would.
You would take a sugary colored drink of some
I'm not going to get into it right now, but Jim Jones, he put his money where his mouth was.
He was a success at his chosen.
I don't want to get into this with you all.
Because then we go to Mussolini and then it's
What I'm saying, he had a rainbow family. And it started out with the best of intentions. It did not end well, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, at the time, I was very into est, and I would
What's
say...
in your bag that you still holding on?
my wallet, my phone, my lip gloss, and quiet. I got this at Alcatraz.
Actually coordinates perfectly with your skirt and the rest of your outfit.
I know it does.
Yeah.
So I spent my whole flight talking his ear off about est. He said, Gwen, that's a cult. I said, it's really not. And then for months afterwards, you know, by the end of the flight, I said, my name's really Beverly. He would send me letters and clippings, newspaper clippings. It's a cult, it's this, it's that. thanks to Robert Durst, I'm not in a cult. But when this thing came up, I said,
The right thing. Yeah, so you did your mitzvah.
I said,
Let's bring out our
I'm gonna be on
guest.
the side.
Who might even know a thing or two about this. We'll get to that.
Yeah, he will.
He shares a network with Robert Durst.
Yes, he does. I believe they were on all the same promotional tours. I think they were all the same.
I don't think so.
Yeah, of course
I
they
don't
do.
think so.
Yeah.
We can ask him if he's ever urinated on the candy at CVS. Ladies and gentlemen, he is absolutely one of the most talented men you'll ever meet. He's such a gifted improviser and such a funny guy.
More handsome
but
than
everything
you
he
think
does is completely grounded at the same time, which is very rare.
He does improvise.
He's absolutely terrific.
Yeah.
He's on Veep, a show you may have heard of.
Irish heritage. I think.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Walsh!
That's the biggest Snickers bar. Yeah, I'll try it.
That's delicious.
Is it fresh? Is it fresh?
Why'd you? Yeah,
That's
it
a
is
big
fresh. Of
bite.
course it's fresh. You're gonna want a glass of water after that.
You know what I want to say, Matt Walsh?
Yeah.
We haven't seen you in a while.
No, we have not.
And now, since the last time we saw you,
Yeah.
you look like the movie star version of Matt Walsh.
Yeah.
Do you
I've
understand?
had a personal trainer or something.
I don't know what you've done or you haven't done.
Say
But if
Matt
I was casting a film and I said, who are we going to get to play Matt Walsh? I'd get you.
Here's a question. That's a
Terrific.
I want to say one thing. I did do the upfronts with Robert Durst.
Yeah,
Very nice.
what do you mean?
No, I didn't.
Why wouldn't you? So wait, but you're
I
on.
wouldn't. Why
He's
wouldn't
a murderer and a criminal.
No, that's spectacular.
He's
And I believe.
I think he did.
Did you
yeah.
what?
He did
Okay.
all of them.
All right. Well,
Yes.
you're the judge and the prosecutor and the defense. You're everybody.
Well, you're asking
What
my.
country do you live in? I didn't
I
ask
live
you.
in America.
So what's the
Innocent
motto?
until proven guilty.
Correct.
That's one of our mottos. That's not the only.
What's the other one? He's a killer?
Pursuit of happiness would be another motto.
That's what's wrong.
Life,
That's wonderful.
liberty, and the
Life, liberty, and
So good for him. He pursued all kinds of happiness.
Yeah.
He chopped up that
You
man.
could argue that was his
That man was-
motivation.
Can I want to be clear. I just want to say something in the defense of my friend. that man was dead. Before. If you've ever
Look,
seen
Beverly, let's not do this. All I remember is you telling me you had dinner with him once after that plane flight.
Yeah.
And that you never saw anybody carve a chicken like you saw him. You took her to a Boston market. Normally they say, do you want leg and thigh? Do you want this? Do you want that? He said, give me a whole chicken. I'll carve it myself.
Let's make this.
Interesting.
Do you carve
It's very hard to do the joint on a chicken.
Do you carve the turkey at Thanksgiving?
I have.
I bet you do.
It's not like.
Because you're the
something
man of the house with your penis. And
There's more than one penis in my house.
I don't. Excuse me.
Yeah. Counting the dogs, we have 5 penises in my
If
house.
your son was 16 and he had a 27-year-old substitute biology
Female.
female,
Okay.
well, I don't know if it matters, but shows an interest. Like in this instance, she shows an interest in him.
Yes.
He's 15 and a half.
She attractive?
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
I mean, not the one.
It's an
okay,
acquired
that's-
taste. Let's say she has a mother's genes. In fairness to Judy, there was a time when she was an okay-looking woman, and then she just
She was short.
lost all notion of femininity.
Bloomed like a flower
She
and then.
was.
Well, then she's a pack rat.
Yeah.
She, pack rats aren't really thinking, how does my makeup look? Though every once in a while you get an episode of Quarters where someone comes out of the house looking perfect, then they open the front door. But in any event, it's their mind. The house is a manifestation of the mind.
Yes.
Would you be upset if that teacher came on to him and certain things took place?
Yes, I would.
Why?
Because she's a predator.
But she's not. Excuse
But
me.
she's a
Come over here.
professional.
Hello. Excuse me. She's a predator.
Absolutely.
It doesn't-
She's.
No, no.
It's
No, no.
like, first of all, she's an instructor. She's
Yes, I
an
am.
instructor, and she has a respected position that she has to honor, and she's violating that by having an intimate relationship with an underage person.
Did you ever masturbate? Did you stop masturbating?
I don't know, teenager?
Go back.
Where is this going, counselor?
Objection! Objection!
No, I'm
Leading the
saying-
witness!
I'm saying-
Leading the witness!
I'm
Where is this going? Please get to your point.
Oh, I'll get to it.
Get to your point.
I never noticed that you listen with your entire body.
You never. What I'm trying to get you to, you were in junior high.
Now we can see.
And you were masturbating. Not in the junior high, but perhaps in the evening, thinking about a teacher sitting
Yes,
on
there
you,
were attractive teachers tonight. Sitting on me?
on your penis,
On
but
my
you were
penis?
using your hand instead, pretending. In your head, it's imagination.
But you're talking about a woman hitting on a 16-year-old boy. That's different.
But not, he didn't say no. Gin timer.
He was 15 and a half.
This is not the same as Cleveland with that man. In Cleveland, there was a man who kept all those women right in his face.
Anyway, as a father of sons, you're not a fan of this segment.
No, I would be old school on
I
that.
feel
Yeah.
very
I
sorry.
mean, I get why it's
School don't want
attractive.
your children to be
She never had a shot in life.
Yeah. It's a
You know what
reasonable,
I mean? For that
a
face.
reasonable
I
desire.
get how people fantasize about teachers at a young age. That's
Yeah.
very normal.
Can you picture him at his bar mitzvah?
What was the theme? What would be his theme?
What is baseball?
Baseball.
Navy blue blazer with gold buttons. Light blue shirt, red tie, khakis, or did you have a suit?
Suit.
Yeah.
Ice sculpture? No.
So if he wanted it, he's matured, his testicles have dropped.
I wouldn't be angry at my son. I'd be angry at the teacher.
Okay, your anger is not on trial. First response,
Which is she shouldn't be doing that.
but she did.
That's illegal.
It's what?
It's an underage.
It's illegal. She's a
What's the
registered
age of
sex
consent?
offender.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Does not matter.
She's
What
a
about
registered-
children that age backwards like Benjamin Button? Applies to them.
Well, here's a fair question.
Very rare disorder.
That begs the question.
Very rare disorder,
I
Benjamin.
rest my case.
How did you feel about if you were the parent of a child actor? Beverly, I think you'll find this interesting. I want to know what you're looking for. She's looking for the she's looking for the
No, but I
answer to the
could've been.
commercial she's trying. It's back here somewhere.
I had a real gift.
If your daughter was a child actress, how would you feel about the position that they put Kirsten Dunst in when in Interview with the Vampire, when she had to play a child who was actually an adult?
What did she
She
actually
plays
have to
a
do?
child
Was
who's
there a
400
sexual-
years old or whatever.
Was there
So
sexual
she's in
scenes?
love.
There was a blowjob.
There was. It was not a blowjob. There was a lot of very adult content, and the relationships that she was playing out were adult relationships.
You've got Muppet hair.
What's going on Veep this season? She's the
She's
president.
still president. She's running for president again. She has like 6 months till her term's over.
Political comment.
And Hugh Laurie.
Who's on it?
And
You,
is he-
Laurie?
Hugh Laurie.
Is he a
Is he
campaign
playing-
manager?
He's a what?
Is he a campaign manager? or
No,
a
he's an
pollster or
ally. He
something?
gets pulled
An
into our
ally, like
camp.
he's playing the king, and he gets.
No, that's Game of Thrones. You're thinking
No, but
of
is he
it.
British?
He is an American. No, he plays his American
He
character.
does a very
Does a
good.
great
You know
American
why?
accent.
Because I was watching Stuart Little 2 with my.
I didn't see it.
Oh,
There's
man.
that, and then there's
So
10 years of a
good.
show called House. Yeah, so either one really, Beverly.
Gina
You have perfected
Davis
his
plays
accent
the
on
mother
Stuart.
of a mouse. They never explain how the mouse comes out of her.
She had sex with a mouse.
I mean, I assume, but they never they skip over. It's a children.
Okay.
But Hugh Laurie is in it.
So he plays like he's in your camp. But is he
Yes.
a strategist of some kind?
He's probably like a running mate. I think I could say that.
Oh,
Did he talk British in
That's a
between takes?
No, he kept it going. There were times
Did he
we
really?
went out drinking a couple times and he got a little more British. That was
that's
interesting.
very strange.
Yeah.
He's a jerk.
Because he is a British person.
No, I think because he played it so long, he feels comfortable, like just staying
No,
in it while he's at work.
I don't think so.
That's very strange.
It is odd to get used to, but he goes
No,
back and forth.
You don't have to get used to that. That's ridiculous. That's like you talking British right now because you're good at it or you feel it. You're not British. You're not a jerk. Why is he such a jerk? Write it down
very
on your
nice
Twitter
man.
that Matt Walsh said that. Hugh
No,
Laurie
I
is a-
didn't say that. I didn't say that.
What? Put your goddamn phones
Who are we
away
talking to?
for 1 second. And I feel
didn't
so
say that.
sorry for your generation. For your generation too, your whole life is a mess.
What's going on with Mike this year, Andrew? Is he
Mike
still
is my
married? He's
character.
still married
Mike
to
is still
Nia
married.
Vardalos?
Not Nia Vardalos, the other one.
Kathy Najimy.
Kathy.
I've never seen the show. I just know that Nia Vardalos, Kathy Najimy, and who's the other one?
Sister Act.
Yeah.
Who's
Sister
the other
Act.
one?
That.
There's 3 that are the same. Kathy Najimy, Nia Vardalos, and who's the other one?
There isn't a
Yes,
third.
oh, Melissa Jarawanoka. Those
She's
3
not
are the
with them.
same.
Are
Doesn't
they?
Those two are the same.
it's the
Do you
same.
guys ever get confused for famous celebrities?
All the time, Eva Longoria.
You get-
Not for a while.
I don't see it. Yeah.
Not for a while.
Like 30
During
years.
Desperate Housewives.
Oh, when the show is on. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
and
How about
what's her
yourself?
name? Kate
I
Walsh.
don't, no.
Kate Walsh.
And
Anybody.
I say, you must mean Catherine Deneuve.
Or you say that.
Yeah.
That's you.
Who do you get? Young James Caan? Young James Caan?
Young James Caan. No, I've never.
Who do you get?
I get a little bit of Louis C.K.
Oh no,
that's
Yeah.
not
terrible.
fair.
I am. You really are.
Yeah.
I mean, that
But I
looks
don't
Just
get
because
it
you're
a lot.
both ginger, that's it?
Yeah.
not really though. He's gingerier,
He's ginger.
and he looks like he's melted you. I know what
He looks like he's you that hasn't walked more than a mile in 20 years.
He's you if you've been up for 2 weeks straight.
I'll take that
Eating
as a
Subway
compliment.
sandwiches.
How many children do you have?
And Otis Spunkmeyer cookie.
I'm not a fan of the Spunkmeyer cookies.
What's
Too
a what?
soft.
Too soft. Yeah, exactly.
Spunkmeyer.
They're synthetic too. We have 3 kids.
You do?
Yeah.
Any allergies?
I'm allergic to horses.
Not you, the children.
Oh.
Any nut allergies?
No nut allergies.
Allergies?
We just have lice at home.
Whoa,
We
which
just
one
have
of those
lice at home.
disgusting?
All of them.
What did you do?
Tell her that story, don't tell me.
And my wife had them too.
Come on.
Did you have
No,
the
she
lice
hangs out with
fairies
kids all
come?
the time. What? No. You go to a place in Studio City that's upstairs and a beautician puts chemicals
And they're
in
just
your hair
crawling all
and
over
they
the
comb
place?
it out. It's disgusting.
They
Yeah.
use Quell.
I don't, it's
No,
called
that's-
Knit Gone or
Years
something. Knit.
ago, it's very medicinal. Now they do all kinds
Well, I think by
What do they
medicinal
do?
you mean
Chocolate
basically
flavors for
pesticide.
children?
No.
Not even lice is like enough
They
to
pour
discourage us.
chemicals on
Yeah, they
it
will
and
use
put a shower
olive
cap
oil or
on their
something.
head.
Your parenting
Yeah.
generation is big.
No,
mistake.
in our day
All
they
a
used
mistake.
napalm. We used to use
It's one of those
napalm,
things you
basically.
can't
We would use napalm, basically.
in your hair.
To get rid of lice. If your kid came home with lice, you dunk their head in a bathtub full of napalm. Now they use olive oil. They play a flute to get the lice.
I agree.
You've never
They're a
felt
little
the
softer.
pain of open home.
I do.
No one's ever hit you.
So what is going on with Mike? He's still married.
He's in front of the camera every day. He loves that press conference. Because
So-
he talks to the media in the big room every day.
But you're no, but that
Mike
you're the
McClintock, my
spokesman.
character. Yeah, the press spokesman.
But you're not the campaign manager.
No, I'm not the campaign. I've never been the campaign.
But you did just say that. He's
Did
still
I?
the, he's
He's
still
the
the
press
campaign
secretary. I'm sorry.
manager.
You said that.
No, and then he said it. So
Maybe
would someone like to
wine?
verify?
And
I don't want to get on your bad side.
And
It doesn't matter anyway.
It doesn't matter.
How- can I
Because we're at the right
You and
place.
I are fine.
I'm the press
Yeah,
secretary.
you and I are
Mike
fine.
McClintock. Good. Spunkmeyer
I'm gonna give you-
down.
I'm going to give you some advice. before they're too old to get under control, hit them once. On the ass with a wet branch. An open palm across the face, and they will just, it'll go either way, but it won't definitely go back.
I will say this, it's not for every, corporal punishment is not for every child. But there are some children who do need to be stunned once. No question in my mind. They need to you need to, as someone, you need to shock the shit out of them. So then when you walk into the room the next time, you could say something like, any questions? The answer is no. So you just do it once. If you do it a bunch, it doesn't matter. They can learn to live with anything. It's out there. Right. Right. You're going to electrocute my testicles again. We did that yesterday. I don't like it, but I know what's going to happen.
Totally agree.
Did you, 2 questions. 1 question and 2 follow-ups. A, did you make a movie where you directed?
I did. I recently directed a small improv movie.
And are people going to get to see it anyway?
It'll be on demand in probably September.
VOD.
VOD. Huh?
It's not good?
It's not We're sneaking in there, we're hiding it, we're embarrassed.
But that doesn't have the same stigma anymore.
No, it doesn't.
Movies are going the way of television shows.
Where they love it in like Australia.
No, where they say, why are we waiting? Let's just watch it now.
Okay,
yes, I agree.
It's
Home
called,
viewing.
What's it called?
A Better You.
And you directed it.
I did direct it. Thank you so much for plugging it. Thank you.
I'm just asking you.
In front of your audience.
Are you in a movie that's out now?
I have a small scene in a movie called Get Hard.
Are you a prisoner, or I bet you're a ward into something?
It's with Elf and the black guy.
He is the only black man in America right now. He's the most popular black person in America right now. Definitely including our president.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
You know what? Please don't get political right now.
You like Barack? She doesn't? You don't like Barack?
She's a BB, I'm a Barack. She's a BB.
I don't want to get political, but there is one goddamn democracy in that entire wasp-infested area of this globe, and it's called Israel. And if we don't support
I think we all know when you're running a
democracy, shot to
when you're running
that goddamn rocket to Mars. Who's with me? I'm going to Mars. I'm going to set up a synagogue, and you know what? Everyone can come in. Everyone, as long as
and I think we all know when you're running a democracy, the example to set, especially on election day, is to say, I hope the people that are also Israelis don't vote.
Listen,
I'd like to terrify everyone in the country to let them know that Israelis are voting.
He didn't mean what he said. He meant what he said, but he didn't mean to say what he said.
You know what? That's
said the way he said it.
spoken like a guy who was afraid he was going to lose, Beverly.
Okay,
spoken like a
Can I
guy
ask
who was
you guys
afraid
a
he was going to
question?
lose.
You've been to Israel?
Absolutely.
If you were like an entrepreneur, what business would you open over there that you know would succeed?
Sephora.
Like taking America.
Actually, I would steal the blow dry bar idea from here and I'd open it there.
So they
But
love
also,
beauty products.
they're very entrepreneurial. They invented instant messaging.
And they solve cancer there. Did you know that? They fix
No, I
things.
see. So it's an exchange. Some of our ideas go there and some of their
Thank you,
ideas
Israel,
go
for
there.
Tylenol.
Our money goes there and their ideas
Of course they have. They know everything in Israel. That's where it all comes from. You want something
I didn't
better,
know
made
that.
better, and smaller? Not Japan. No. You go to Israel, and they'll build you one.
But if you want,
How about that?
if you want a worse hotel or a worse
I'm not going to get
bathroom,
into it with you.
or you want to be told you're in the nicest neighborhood in the city and you're in a slum, you also go to Israel.
You don't trust the review?
Israel is an absolutely wonderful place. It's magnificent, and it's
beautiful.
fascinating,
It's historical.
and it's absolutely
It's the
for
birthright.
everyone, and I mean that. It's
Sure.
not.
Birthright
It's
of
not.
Jewish people and
I'm
other
not
people.
saying this as a Jewish person. I'm saying
I
this
am.
as a person who is a student of history
traveler
and
of the world.
culture.
You look like so
and
rational.
food. It's a fascinating place.
Jewish.
Jerusalem is full of people of all the big.
Which is not its
religions.
best attribute.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like this
I
is
have
a
one
great
more
place.
question.
Yeah.
So what do you play in Get Hard?
Oh, I play a guy who has a brief tryst with Will Ferrell
In prison or outside of prison?
outside of prison.
Really?
Yeah.
That was the twist they went for? We won't do homosexual relations in prison. That's like in the real world.
Kevin Hart is convincing him these are the things you must do to survive
He's
prison.
like a life prison coach.
So were you playing like a gay person?
They're having a lot of trouble conveying that on the poster.
It's fun.
Yes,
Because normally you're sort of, you know, very straight.
But you and Will Ferrell, I can see that because there's something narcissistic about him being attracted to you. You're both
You're the same
ginger
color.
with
Oh,
freckles.
who we did? Oh, I never thought of it
yeah.
that way.
He picked someone that looks like himself.
Do we do
Ish.
that? Do we do that? Were your spouses similar to you?
Well, they do say couples that look alike stay together.
Yeah, one of mine was.
Yeah.
We
One
had
of
the
yours?
exact same shaped pubic hair. He had a penis.
No, the pubic mouth.
With the mouth.
The mons pubis.
It was like if you had taken, if you had photoshopped his penis out, you thought.
Did he have narrow hips or did he have wide hips?
Same hips? Did he have lady hips?
Nothing worse than a man, a pear-shaped man. Except a man that drives a Honda CR-V. But she's a woman.
No, I don't drive them.
Yeah.
You find that a sexy car?
No, I think it's terrible.
Oh,
For
it's
a man
terrible.
to drive a Honda CR-V.
What's the sexiest car for a man to drive?
Well,
in your opinion?
it really depends on the man.
I don't. A car gets you from point A to point B. I have the same Nissan Altima from 15.
No, you don't get hot when you see a certain car and a man in it.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Some women get turned on by fancy
Yeah,
vehicles.
like a military man in a tank or something.
We gotta wrap this up. I want to ask you about it. But honestly, it depends on the gentleman.
Well, what's a car that at least turns your head? I want to see what's inside that
A
car.
Range Rover Defender. I mean, if you're gonna push me on this, an Aston Martin, of course. Yeah. I mean, that's you that always turn your head at an Aston Martin.
Yeah, they're probably low.
Porsche if it's vintage,
Vintage
but
Porsche.
one of these four-door Porsche mom, forget it.
Cayenne, whatever.
A Porsche sedan. That's ridiculous. Yeah.
I agree with
Maserati before the Armenians got their hands on it. Yeah. So there it is.
Matt,
Yes.
are you going to be out here in California for some time?
Yes, I will be.
Me too. Maybe we could spend a little time. I'd love to see your children. Little redheaded girl, don't you?
I do have a little
I
ginger.
love little redheaded. Maybe we'll spend a little time together.
I think we're like show friends. We're not like real friends. No, we're not real friends.
No, I'm gonna be out here.
You and I, maybe we'll have dinner the next time I'm in
Yes.
town. Just a sushi bar. Just a
You and I-
sushi bar.
sushi bar,
Nothing-
stand up, sit
no.
down.
You
I got
leave
a
when
great-
you want to.
I
Leave
got a
when you
great
want
place
to.
in Van Nuys. I know you don't like to go there. Trust me, it's
I'm gonna be
good.
here for a few weeks.
In Van Nuys.
Yeah, Van Nuys.
I have to wait for the extradition, and then I'll be.
Really good. Again, we're not real friends. We're
But
show
no, but
friends.
that
I'm so
Do you want to give him the
sorry.
sticker bar to take home?
No one likes
You want to take
to
this home to your
just
children? I bet that.
No, that is not attractive.
Do you want to get hard would they have used this as a prop?
Keistered it.
Yeah. What do
You don't know
you
what
think it
keister
means? It's a verb that means behind. So what do you think?
What, anal
You're taking it out and showing something up someone's
That's a
behind.
present.
Okay. You know what? Thank you, Matt Walsh. What is this? What are you driving him crazy for? I'm going to be here.
I'm gonna be here for a couple of weeks, Ronna. I need to find people to spend time with.
You're
Okay?
gonna be
I'm
here
gonna
a
spend the
couple of
entire
weeks.
time, although I do want to do the Charles Manson tour. Go to El Coyote for a taco. That was where Sharon Tate had her last meal. And then you go right up to the hill and you see
Did
that
you?
house.
That
but
is
they
so
took
sad.
that house down, I think. So
Her last meal was a taco
the
from El
Manson
Coyote.
were shooting 22 years old. They had a man named Manson who killed a whole bunch of people.
Save it for Jeff
Can you
Garlin.
imagine?
I bet he has an opinion on
I used to
Charles
look
Manson.
just like you.
Anyway, we're not going to be back till we're not here till the end. We're not back till the end.
No, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here. I gotta wait so I can give a character deposition for my friend. Isn't that nice of me? I contacted his lawyers, the one with the hat, I called 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 times. And I said, I happen to know a man by the name of Gary Bobby, and I'm here to tell you what kind of a kind person gets another person out of a jam, in this case a cult. And I want to get up there and I want to tell you that that man is not a cold-blooded killer. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to testify. And they believed me because I sent them the envelope that all the clippings said BEVERRLLEEYY, so that's how they knew.
You're going to be a character witness for Bob Durst?
For his attorneys, for the attorneys.
Guess what I can't, as repulsed as I am by that concept, guess what I'm more upset about?
Which one?
Are you telling me you're not coming to Pesach and Judy Perlow's going to be in my house by herself? Because I'm not talking to her.
Well, I'm not going to be there, so you have to talk.
No, absolutely not.
My daughter Stephanie will be there.
No, absolutely. Do not move any closer to me. I don't care who you stand up for in court. You were going to be at that Pesach. I'm not talking to Judy Perlow. Judy Perlow's out. Find a way to get rid of Judy Perlow. She was your invite, Beverly.
That is heartless.
I'm just going to get this straight real fast, Beverly. It's heartless of me to disinvite someone from a dinner. But you're getting on the stand to talk about a man who chopped at least 3 people. Okay, one for sure, the other, one went missing. The other was his best friend that he shot in the back of the head. Well, her dog had to walk around in a pool of an adorable little Wheaton Terrier, whatever she is. Remember Nickelodeon magazine? He was the mascot. Whatever it was, it had a summer cut.
That goddamn filmmaker really had a bend.
Jureki! Did people know that he started movie film with his father and sold it for $500 million? Yeah. So go think about that tonight.
Exactly.
That's how high the stakes are for Andrew Jureki.
Your information is better coming from
Excuse me!
Twitter.
Excuse me! I'm heartless.
Do they Twitter in Mexico?
I'm heartless.
What do they call it?
Twitter.
I'm heartless. I'm heartless. You're leaving me with my least favorite person on my gorgeous champagne rug. And you're going to stand up for a murderer in prison. Why? Because he gave me a sun deck 25 years ago?
He gave me two $2,000 checks 4 times. I owe them.
That's unconscionable. That's unconscionable. Let's bring Jeff Garlin out here. He should have a Judge Judy show. He can sell it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Garlin!
Version of himself.
You know what's funny?
Is that a $400 haircut?
Yes.
That's a great haircut.
You have a teeny tiny tushy for a man yourself. It's true.
Yes,
Am I right?
Yes.
You have a teeny tiny tushy.
I do.
It's adorable. What's
Yep.
nice different about you? Did you do your teeth?
You got a great haircut.
Open your mouth.
Here, look. There's nothing I did. Oh, you know what I did? I fucking bleached them.
I was right.
I knew the other line was
wrong.
They did it. Yeah, they did the thing.
It does. Teeth bleaching does take 10 years off a person.
Let me see something.
And
Leave
if
me
anyone
alone.
doesn't think that's true, go get yourself a
Wonderful
Crestway strip.
advertising.
That's all you can afford. I know you can afford that. Okay? It's $40. Eat 2 less burritos.
You could
over
save
the
your
next
$40.
What are you talking
I'm
about?
saying get a Crest White strip. If you're not familiar, familiarize yourself. The rest of you spend $1,200 and get the trays and whatever else happens. But it's the same result.
Jeffrey.
I'm very happy to be here.
Are you happy?
I'm ecstatic.
I want to
I'm
know where
very
you
happy.
got that haircut. I love
You
a
really
good
wanna know where I
haircut
got
on a
it?
man.
Yeah, I
Yes, I
really
do.
do.
And the
On
only thing I
Ventura
made
Boulevard,
Ventura.
Archie's of Hollywood.
Archie's.
It was $35.
Really? Did you tip well?
But yeah,
Do you have
Vin,
to tip more because
Vin
people recognize
cut my
you?
thing.
When
What's
people
that?
recognize you,
Oh
you have to tip
fuck!
more.
You know what? You brought that up, and the truth is, you do have to tip
do,
better.
because otherwise they'll
Because
walk
you're a
you like
douchebag. It's like, oh, I love you. All right, here's extra money.
Hey, how's Bruce? Remember that show? I love that show. Jeff Garlin.
Maybe there'll be
I love
more.
that show.
Why don't you talk about your favorite show?
Which one?
The Goldbergs.
Oh,
Are people
God.
watching the Goldbergs? Come on, this is
No one
good on
said-
this show.
No one has said something true about the Goldbergs. It is a show. This is a show.
It's a show. Yeah, but some shows aren't even a show.
Really?
Yeah, it's like, do you have an act or you don't have an act? Some people are
Like, tell me a
performers,
show
but they don't
that's
have
not
an
a
act.
show. Tell me a show's not a show.
2.5 Men. I mean, okay, everyone
I'll go
shows
with
up
that.
and they
I'll go
talk
with
for half an
that.
hour. Is it a show?
I'm with
I
you.
don't think so.
Jeffrey,
I'm also confused by it.
are
so-
you happy or sad, Jeff? Which ones?
In general?
In general.
Well, you know, it's a temporary state. There, I have moments of happiness.
But are you in the moment?
That sounds like
Right
it's a pretty
now.
permanent
By the
state
way,
of unhappiness.
I'm more happy when I'm in the now, when I'm just
Oh my
in the
God.
moment
Me
thinking.
too. I learned that in S. Do you ever hear of S? But I took it from me. I didn't stay in the cult, but they do it in Scientology. All the cults do it now. You believe in your heart and stay in the moment. And know
What's a
who you
believe in the
are.
heart thing?
It's
I just
Jewish,
stay in the
it's
moment.
Everything. It's
Yeah.
God. G-D. G-D.
You are looking good.
Oh, here we go.
Thank you, Jeff.
Should I leave you two alone?
Alone on
You
stage?
didn't offer Jeffrey a piece of your Snickers.
Backstage, you should leave us alone.
You didn't offer Jeffrey a buddy of Snickers. You offered it to Matt
For
Walsh.
those of you
I'm
who haven't been here
diabetic.
for a
It's not
very
gonna
long
happen.
time, who don't know, but Jeff Garlin has a thing for one of us.
He used to. He used to.
Can I just say something though? In all
Look at this little
sincerity,
piece right here.
this is fucking awesome. This is like, I didn't know this even existed. I'm having a reaction just by touching
Don't
it.
touch it.
It's not Christmas. It shouldn't be available.
Look at this.
I happen to know Marla's here tonight. Where's Marla? Marla, make yourself known, please. Come collect what's yours.
Marla knows how I feel about it.
And that's why she's here, to keep an eye on you.
You know what I would do right now if I wasn't diabetic?
No, I don't want to
I would
know.
wipe this on your shoulder and lick it off.
It doesn't sound like fun or erotic or any of that. It sounds like a 3-year-old who's smudging on you.
Call me what you want.
Okay, have a seat, Jeffrey. That was lovely.
Don't write me off.
Come get what's yours, Mom. Jim,
We
I don't have any
We have a
rules.
swinging I talked to her about it. I've been
Is anyone going to consult me?
Can I ask you a question?
I'm not done with you.
But it reminds me, your passion for Ronna, which I personally don't understand because I don't see her that way. Also, I've been in a Loman's back room changing area with her. And it's fun.
I won't defend my figure, Beverly. It speaks for itself.
It speaks for itself, and the Goldbergs is a show.
When did you lose your virginity?
I lost my virginity. I was 20 years old.
That's no, come on.
True.
Oh, that's
To a
so sad.
heckler.
Awesome. Awesome.
In South Beach, in Miami.
I thought I couldn't handle the life story. Jeffrey,
I
what
lost it to a
are you
heckler.
talking about? I think that's what they call a, Beverly, you know what they call that? Come here. I can't say it, it's awful language.
All right,
anal?
whatever.
Oh, pity. F.
I don't know on whose side, though. I don't know on whose side. A heckler? You would take a heckler?
No, can I tell you something? I know what it
I didn't
was.
take a heckler.
I know what it was.
I didn't take girl, I fucked her in a lifeguard stand.
That's a better
I
version
was
of the
20 years
story.
old, she was 30.
So that's not illegal.
Went up. The story goes up, but it goes down.
And what if you had been 10? If you
What?
had been 10.
If I could have gotten a boner enough to do that at 10?
Right, so you're on my side.
No, no.
15 and she was 25, is that okay?
No.
Why not? You have boys, don't you?
Yes,
Who
I
are
do.
they doing it with?
Our neighbors? I don't know. The point is, you know, you're
Mama,
really
have
not.
you ever walked in on one of your sons masturbating?
Mama, you don't do the
will.
laundry, do you? When you have 3 boys, you don't do the laundry. After a certain age, you get someone to do that. Because you don't want to know everything.
Boys
Yeah.
are not developed until they're about 25. They're much slower than girls.
That's very true, except my son Jordan, who's exceptional. Which is how I know.
How old is
Jordan is 20, and he is so fantastic. I mean, like, he is gangbusters at NYU. He's gangbusters. He's so terrific. He was interning on Night at the Museum. He's interning on Zoolander 2 right now. And he says Ben Stiller is the nicest guy.
The only person
He's
that's
getting,
ever said that.
he's getting,
No, Ben is a very
he's
nice
getting
guy.
coffee for Ben Stiller. He says, every morning I said, Mr. Stiller, how do you like your coffee? He can't remember my son's name ever. He looks right through him. And Jordan says, this is the biz. I feel great. This is Hollywood.
I have twin girls who are, one of them's beautiful.
Is that supposed to be enticing?
Do you worry about your sons? Are you worried about your sons?
Are you
No.
friends?
Really? Why not?
Because they're not daughters. You know, they're 14 and 19 boys. I worry about them normal, you know, but
Yeah.
if I had a daughter, I'd be worried. I'm
Yeah.
boys,
Sure, because
you
she'll
know,
get
come on.
pregnant.
Yeah, that's possible, right?
You know
But then
what?
again, if my son gets somebody pregnant, just as bad. It's all bad.
I think it's worse. At least if your daughter gets pregnant, you're spending your own money on your own daughter.
Girl is
If your son gets someone pregnant, you're spending your money on someone else's daughter.
men and women. Men and women are different. And girls who just give it away are
Beverly.
slutty.
Jeff has a question for you. It's like I'm in a cage with a lion. And then I'm the snake. That's how I
Is this your new look, all black?
No, in all sincerity, it's what I picked up off the floor. This was clean.
Is this the first time you wore it? 'Cause it's got a crease.
This is the first. The pants I wore,
shirt's
I think,
fresh.
a couple days ago. They were on the floor, and then the shirt is new. It was in a bag on the floor.
Do you still talk to Larry David or he's done with you?
By the way, why couldn't I be done with him?
Because he's doing very well.
I talk to Larry David quite often.
Technically, career-wise, Jeff, if there's a Q rating or whatever, Jeff is much higher right
Play
now.
on Broadway, Ron.
Yeah, but no one cares about Broadway. No one cares about a talking play on Broadway with a guy who's not an actor.
I was here. A talking play? Exactly.
As opposed to a musical.
Oh.
Oh my.
I love Larry David more than life. The guy's not an actor. So if I want to see that, I'll stay in my living room. I don't have to pay $500 for a ticket to see him be confused by what no one understands.
That's right. Tell him to stop.
Next time I talk
What
to
do you
him,
text
I'm
each
going to tell
other?
him 2 things.
You text
I'm
when
going to
you
tell him to stop, and I'm going to tell him how wonderful your daughters are.
And I want you to also tell him I'm available.
But not to me, obviously.
Well, you're a married man, Jeff.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I am married, but what if I told you you're the one that I'm allowed to with?
I would not believe you.
I know, it's a lie.
Your wife is a formidable opponent.
She's a formidable
She is,
opponent.
yeah.
Jeffrey, she's
I've
a
been in
neuron.
her home. It's beautiful.
She's in your type.
Absolutely. There's no question in my mind. I would flatter myself by
You've
saying
got
that.
a type.
Marla Garlin. Wait a minute. We haven't seen you. Pardon me. Since you got an Oscar nom.
You got an Oscar now?
Let's talk
I
about
did.
that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
I produced a movie called Finding
What does that
Vivian
mean?
Meyer.
You gave $5 to somebody?
No, I You know what I just found myself doing? On this show, taking myself seriously. That was so disturbing. I was so sincere in my answer, as opposed to, I blew the director and fucked him up.
It's a genuine question. We want a
What
genuine
Oscar?
answer.
What Oscar? Tell
I
everybody.
didn't win.
For a Holocaust documentary?
I would have won if it was for a Holocaust documentary. That's a fact.
You would have deserved to win.
Because people don't know you're Jewish.
So, yeah.
How did you get to produce? How did you come about producing this documentary? How did that happen?
Movie.
Okay,
Truly, I'm curious.
I was
Because it's
in-
a very compelling story.
I don't know. Is it? What is it?
It is.
What's it about?
People know
it's
what
about a guy who collects Old West collectibles, and he's able to.
this woman was a
manipulate his-
photographer, and I believe she was a nanny. Molly can correct me if I'm not right here. She was a nanny, and later in life, her pictures were discovered, and they were absolutely remarkable.
Yes.
And so posthumously, she was a huge success as a
Yes.
photographer, but nobody knew her story, and that's why you
Yes.
did a documentary.
Yes.
But how did you get hooked in with these people? How did you find her story? Because you have someone from work in your house.
I do have some of her work in my house, but that's after the movie. It's not important. It's not it's a good movie. Just watch it.
Well,
and
what's
I'm
it called?
involved.
Does it have a name? You haven't told me.
Finding Vivian Meyer, I said.
But who is she?
She used to work at Disneyland. She was a puppeteer, and then she got shot. Watch the movie.
No,
The
but
whole
really,
story.
just tell me honestly how you got involved. I'm curious how you found the story. It's a very
I'm giving you
compelling
one
story.
shot at it.
I've asked
No,
the same
what-
question 7 times.
I was in Chicago.
Illinois?
Sorry, here it goes.
That was her shot. I was still waiting on her.
You can no longer ask any questions. Go with that because I like you. I was watching a piece on the local news on Vivian Meyer and this guy John Maloof, and then I approached him and said, "Do you want to make a movie?" And we did.
John Maloof is in the casinos?
John Maloof, as in the guy who discovered her work, who is in the movie.
Okay.
The movie's great.
Are you in the movie at all?
No, I chose to not be in the movie.
Oh, you
even if-
chose? You mean he asked you and you said no?
I wouldn't be because
Why
you
would
know.
you say no?
Because it's
You don't
douchey to
get
be in a
work
movie
as
you
just-
produce.
Excuse me. Tell that to some of the people who are big. Steven Spielberg's been in his movies.
No,
There
he
he
hasn't.
is.
Oh, Alfred Hitchcock.
Okay, well, so what?
For a
Talking
second,
documentary.
you know, here's what.
Celebrating the life of a regular person. It's not a fictional thing.
Yeah, that's right.
And for the guy who, it means that you truly were trying to honor her story. It's not your story about her.
You must
Yeah.
believe in yourself, Jeff.
I agree.
You must believe that
It's
you're
very key.
worthy of whatever it is.
Confidence is
I
fantastic.
couldn't agree more.
Humbleness
Is-
with confidence
What
is
about
great.
humility?
No.
Where's that from?
Humility, same thing. But ego is bullshit.
Oh, Jeffrey. I wish we'd started here. I'd fix you up real quick.
What are your boys up to now? Are they in college?
One's in college, one's in high school.
And they're happy?
Yes.
They love you?
They adore me.
Good for them.
I adore them.
That's
I'm
How
not-
does your wife do it?
I don't know. I really don't.
That's the whole question.
It's a hard job.
All of those jobs. 2 boys,
Yeah.
running a household,
Yeah.
you.
You know, this is the one moment where she's thinking, she knows me. She knows how hard it is to have Jeff as
More
a
importantly than knowing her, I know you.
Are you going to be in a movie anytime soon?
I think so, yeah.
What do you mean? What movie?
I forgot. I do movies and I forget that I'm in them.
Is
yeah.
that true?
Yeah.
Tell everybody that these people are dying to get in a movie.
That's their,
All these fucking
That's
people
their
taking
business.
comedy classes, praying to be
that's
in
their
a
business. They can
I'm
get
not
you a
saying,
place.
I don't care. I forgot which movie I
It's a very egotistical
Shit out,
thing to say.
get no advice. I don't know shit.
What are you talking about?
I don't know anything.
You don't know anything.
That's the secret. No one knows anything.
Here's the advice. Either stick with it or don't. That's all the advice.
Let me tell you something. Pete, seriously, I cannot get over this. I did not know anything like this existed.
That's because you're not Christian. That's what they give each other on holidays. The giant candy bag. Filling it all in one sitting.
This thing's been around like for a long time.
It's a novelty item. You can get it on Christmas. You can get it on Easter. You want to know where it came from? I'll tell you.
No.
I won't tell you because I don't want you to go get one.
I'm not going there.
Have
Snickers
people
out
heard
my
of a
thing.
store called Lolly and Pops?
Is that really the name of it? Someone was like, oh, we're going to have a candy store called Molly and Pops.
It's from Oklahoma.
Oh, they're in Oklahoma.
That's where they're originated.
Are you
So
up
they're here
for this?
now?
They have one. True story. I had to go to the Apple store today. Are people upset about saying Malik or no one cares? One Direction, one of them left. The cute one, the one with the pretty eyes left the band. He's Palestinian sympathizer. So I'm not going to say what's up.
Everyone
You
in
never
Spain.
tell her singing it.
Everyone in Spain. All those Spanish actors.
You know
have
what?
to vow never to
Alright,
work
that's
with
enough.
Selma Hayek.
Vow? All right, hold on.
Unless they offer you
Hold
a
on.
sex scene with her and I'd take it in the hat.
No, I'm going to say something I never thought I'd say, and I mean it. I vow never to join One Direction. By the way, there are certain things that are in my head that I don't like. For example, I have a knowledge of One Direction. I know that they're a group, and I don't want that in there. I want that gone. I don't
They
want
have,
it's
they have
taking
one
space.
very catchy song.
I don't want to know it. I don't want to
It's a
know it,
perfect
man.
pop song.
Doesn't matter, Ron.
I don't want to
I know
know
what
it.
you
Perfect
mean.
pop song.
Why do I know Britney Spears' sons' names? I don't need
I
to
don't know that.
Because
Please
the
don't
only
tell me.
reading you do is
I don't want to know. Why would you do that? I asked not to have it in my head.
Jaded.
What a big deal.
Every
I
kid
don't want it in my head.
named that year was Jaded. Every
Yeah,
kid
well, it's
was
not a goddamn name.
Yeah. All right, can we wrap it up, please?
Yes, I have to go.
Where you headed?
I have a spot at 9:45 at the Comedy Store.
Do you really?
Yeah, I
Why are you
got.
doing that? You
Because,
don't have to
you know,
do that.
no.
You're on a television show.
Oh no. It's because I'm working out. I'm about to go on tour.
Oh,
Oh, well, you could have mentioned it in
you're
front
gonna
of
go
all
on
these people.
tour? Why?
I like
Where?
it.
You have to go
like
get your
it.
penis sucked
Nashville.
by a bunch of girls?
Can I tell you something? If
How many
I hold
lifeguard
on.
chairs are in this country?
If I had to have my penis sucked by a bunch of girls, and the key phrase there is had to, I would not be the man I am today. I have no need to have my penis sucked by a bunch of girls. I don't. I don't have that drive. When I was a young man, very much so. I wanted bunches of girls. But now, as a true man, I have zero
What do you
desire.
want to go on the road for? Staying in a goddamn flea hotel?
I stay in very nice hotels.
And then what do you perform for 30 kids?
You're underrating me. There's 40 to 50 every time. And they're good kids. And I give them a good clean.
Can I do a Q&A?
We do a 3-minute Q&A at the end of my 14-minute set. I do 17 minutes and I make $50,000 a show.
Questions for Jeff Garlin.
2 people, Ben Vereen. And whatever's the name, and I get a local puppeteer. That's what I do. And it's a good show. The entire show is 25 minutes long. I get 50 G's. My openers get nothing. That's okay. For them, it's the experience. And then, the whole day I'm in the town, I visit lotion shops.
That's with a tennis ball on her shoes right now. All right, this is enough. You should get to the Comedy Store where all the important people are. Where the real tastemakers are.
You are the tastemaker.
That's right.
I'm kind of upset Durst questions during that.